Hi everyone, this is Cathy Skipper from Aromanosis. I've just hopped on this morning because I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of beholding and being beheld. It's something that's a thread that's been becoming more and more obvious in my own work of its importance. And well, let's start at the beginning. I remember when I was learning plant communication with my teacher and mentor in France years ago, one of the things that he taught us as we were deepening relationships and learning to relate on a soulful level with plants was that, one, it's a soul-to-soul communication when we communicate with a plant. And if we, when we tune into a plant and we connect with a plant, can sense and honor the plant's soul, then the plant in a way can acknowledge its own soulfulness. And vice versa, because it's a two-way street. As we tune in and connect with the plant's soul and the plant tunes in and connects with ours, there's a feeling of electricity. It's as if you put the plug back in the socket. Electricity is flowing from us to the plant and from the plant to us. And there's an acknowledgement, that beholding. And the beholding doesn't have to be through the eyes. You know, with a plant, it's through this sensed feeling of connection. And in that sensed feeling of connection, there's an honoring of each other's soul. And there, both the plant and the person is ensouled, feels the aliveness of their soul because it's being seen, even if it's in a felt sense in this particular instance. It's the same when we're working with sacred oils, for example. This morning I've been working with sandalwood oil for the mentorship that starts tomorrow, and thinking about sandalwood in India. You know, it's been a sacred part of Hindu religion for thousands and thousands of years. The oil has been used in religious ceremonies, rituals, rites, daily life for thousands and thousands of years. So it's been beheld, not just as the sandalwood tree, but as its essence, in its soulfulness, in its aliveness. It's been beheld. And in that beholding, it's able to give of its signature, of its wisdom, to those that behold it, because there's an exchange. And it gains from being beheld, because it comes into itself. It becomes alive. When we behold something, we give it life. So when you're working with sacred oils and you want to go deep and you need to find that connection for healing, then one of the first steps is to honor the oil that you're working with and to tune in to its aliveness, to its soulfulness, to where that sacred aliveness really is and where you feel it in yourself and where that connection happens, because that's where both you and the oil come to life together. So working with oils, that's one way of beholding. But another way that I notice it really all the time is in the consultations that Florian and I do weekly. And what I've noticed is in a consultation, the most important aspect of the healing journey for the client isn't so much what is said or what we say or what she says or he says. It's being seen, being beheld. And that seeing isn't just looking at, it's really fully seeing all of that person in their true essence. It's seeing deeply who they are. And I think really for practitioners, the only way that we can fully see someone is to be a wounded healer and to work continuously on peeling away the layers that keep us from ourselves, so that we fully, we're always looking for the fullest version of ourselves and working on that and the obstacles to that so that we can recognize it in others. I think also in my own journey, I wasn't seen as a child. It was very dangerous for my mum to see me because I mirrored something to her that she was trying to deny, which was her mother line. She had created a completely false identity for herself in terms of where she came from, her education, her background, her ethnic background. And so when I was born, it was very much, she saw something in my eyes that reminded her of where she came from, and I think she was terrified. I'm her only living child. And so the way she dealt with this was she refused to see me in my deepest form. She refused to see who I really was. So a child needs the mother to mirror her so that she has a sense of self. She comes alive. And my mum couldn't do that, because if she looked me in the eye and mirrored me, I would be manifesting what she was trying to deny. So in a way, she asked me to mirror her. She decided what I was going to be and asked me to mirror her. So I wasn't seen. But I think my journey, again, we see where the wound is also the gift. The fact that I wasn't seen has sent me on a journey of ancestral healing to actually piece the story together, and so I can fit into where I truly belong. But more than that, I think not being seen, the gift of that is that I see. So I really see people. And I've noticed that when I do, for example, we had a client yesterday whose whole life, she was 70 years old, her mother had denied seeing her for different reasons. And when the moment she realized that she was seen, fully seen for who she was, not for who somebody wanted her to be, not for what she dragged behind her as a sort of persona, because that's what had been put onto her, but really saw her, at that point in the healing, I knew we'd done it. We'd got to the point where she could live, where an aliveness that had never been there entered her, because one person saw her. And that's the vital point that I wanted to share, is that in a way, matter, whatever it is, be it our bodies, be it plants, be it animals, be it mountains, needs to be acknowledged for its aliveness. It needs to be beheld as being alive, as being whole. And it needs to be beheld in a way that isn't, as I said, just looking at something, oh, that's nice colours, or that's a plant, how many sepals has it got, how many stamens, let's see if we can identify it botanically. No, that's not seeing in the way that I mean by beholding. Beholding is really seeing the essence of a person. And that's vital to the healing journey. It is the key. We can be brilliant at many things and working out what's wrong and working through trauma, but if we don't behold the person in front of us, and don't behold ourselves, and don't behold the plants we're working with, and don't behold the oils that we're working with, then it's dead. There's something missing. So that's what I wanted to say today, the importance of beholding and being beheld. So I behold you, and I'm really grateful for people that enjoy these little snippets of thoughts that I'm sharing. And if you do enjoy them, please sign up for our YouTube so we can do more and feel beheld. That's it. Okay, well, lots of love. See you soon.